This right here, this rambling, boring conversation containing already made before observations.
Nice.
This could be a podcast.
You can do it!
Huh, it's actually not a bad idea.
Oh my God! Wow!
Really? A podcast? Don't you have to be some sort of whiz kid to do those?
Yeah, boy.
Definitely not. Anyone with a computer can make one.
Damn!
Well, that's it. We're anyone. Who's in?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
God, please, no! 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 No!
Is it happening? Are we doing it now?
How come you pulled me out? You're in a fucking time loop, mate. Hey? You keep erasing your memory somehow and reliving the same experiences over and over again. I don't fucking remember being in a time loop. Yeah, because you keep erasing your memory, I just fucking said. Oh, yeah. Oh, you really don't remember, do you? But then you got yourself stuck in a fucking time loop in that universe, so much that you forgot what you even fucking are, cunt. And what exactly am I? No, you're just a fucking observer, mate. No way. What? Is that what I fucking think it is? Yeah, nah, fucking everything's possible in the multiverse. I gotta fucking go in and fucking ask a question. Yeah, do it. Alright, I'll be back. Oi! What shape do you reckon your Earth is?
The fuck? It's flat, you weirdo.
Ah.
Yeah, pretty sure it's a flatty.
Sorry, I full thought you were gonna say something else.
What? That it's fucking round?
Yeah.
Do I look like a fucking idiot?
No, it was just a social experiment question. I didn't mean anything by it.
Look, I'm not one of them fucking stupid round earth pufferfish motherfuckers, alright? Been flat out all morning catching these 3-metery flatty fucking dogs. The last thing I want to think about is my flatty earth being fucking round.
Alright.
What shape's your fucking planet?
Oh, the planet I usually go to is round, and there's some people there that reckon it's
I
flat.
don't want to hear it, mate. If you ain't going to help me catch any dogs, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Yeah, that. Hang on a second. That didn't.
I love it. It was great.
That was. Right. Here we go.
By the way, I love the X-Monkeys. I think.
Welcome to Friday.
Oh, I love
Come on, join in. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Oh.
Happy Friday, Rich.
Happy Friday, buddy. Wanna know now? What do you wanna know? I got to know, got to know, got to know. I will never. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. I throw my cards on his pillow.
Love you all, sweet room. Rich.
you right.
Right.
Now I'm looking up, oh yeah, every day. Remember, Simon Sutton.
Come on, come on.
Is who's right all the right.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough. That's
Go.
enough of all that. Fuck all that.
Fuck.
Hey,
I
how you
always
doing,
go
YouTube?
somewhere in the middle. I'm like, yeah, we did our shit, and that's enough. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I was enjoying it though. Fuck off. So yeah, how you doing, YouTube? Willkommen, welcome, greetings. Who have we got here first? We got yes, not of this world, and Voy. Voy, I believe you were first, my friend.
Leafy's here.
Leafy's here, is he? We got Jim Annis as well, and Alex. I can't see Leafy. Where's Leafy?
Yeah, Leafy. All right.
Yeah, I got a nice surprise today. I ordered a new camera, to increase your enjoyment, so I don't have such a shitty, grainy, fucking cheap, nasty looking camera. So I got a 1080p camera, nice new 1080p camera, which is I'm quite pleased with it. It's nice and crisp and HD, and I've got it on a tripod so I can move it around. But yeah, so I've got nice little bit of new equipment that arrived today. So not only is it confirmation that yes, my post seems to be sorted, and I can get post delivered now. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. There's also
Congratulations, Rich.
I like that. Anyway, so yes.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations for your new camera, Rich. I have the sense that, after the show with me will be done, probably do a show afterwards with your live singing and stuff. You will turn off the camera, disconnect it from the computer, and we'll go to bed with it. This is what I expect. But,
with my camera,
with the camera.
You I don't know what goes through your head, man.
I don't know. I kind of like know the souls and the people who are like handling. I could see such enthusiasm from your side.
I'm not that attached to material objects, but I just appreciate the fact that my camera on my like the webcam on my iMac, there's something wrong with it, and it was constantly lagging. It was like 8 frames per second or something, and it was just shit resolution and everything. And you could see it on the camera on the screen, and it put me off. Like myself.
I know what we're dealing with over here. Okay, I know that how much it's like bothered you and how much you feel like relieved up to the level that you are physically attracted to this camera.
No, I'm physically attracted to myself on the camera.
Same thing. All right. All right. Then let's start the show and enjoy this new camera of yours. Yeah, highly appreciate it. I also feel like that you are like in a better mood with this camera. Yeah.
Buzzer, how you doing, Buzzer? That looks like a name I don't recognize and I haven't seen before. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Buzzer.
It is super clear, isn't it? Nice and HD, crispy HD. So anyway, right, what are we doing today, dude?
Yeah, today talking after finishing with Bob Marley. I'm sorry for the audience. I haven't got my rastas done before, like performing with Bob Marley, but maybe next time. Today we will try to maybe to continue our conversation from last night that we had about vegetarian stuff, but I think that we'll leave it to the second part of the show, since first part of the show is what we talked about it before that. Hardcore Israeli stuff, and now relates to Trump as well. This week he gave a statement after meeting with Bibi about his partition plan and whatever. If you want, you can show the segment of
I want to show
when we
that.
spotted
I just want to show
babies.
the little clip
Yeah.
where he says, "We'll own it."
No, let the viewers get it for their own. Like, try to notice also like Bibi's body language as long as like he's like something for this content. Bibi's body language, and I don't know, maybe you'll figure out something. But I mean, we should figure it out or not.
So all the way up until this point, our not our friend BB was smiling like a fucking serpent.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I haven't got this segment like when it was live. I told you I tried to disconnect from news altogether, but I saw like there was celebration in Channel 14 after Channel 14 is like the right wing news channel, and there was like celebrations heavily in the morning after after this announcement. It was hilarious. Okay, yeah, put it on.
Lived there and died there and lived a miserable existence there. Instead, we should go to other countries of interest with humanitarian hearts, and there are many of them that want to do this, and build various domains that will ultimately be occupied by the 1.8 million Palestinians living in Gaza, ending the death and destruction and, frankly, bad luck. This can be paid for by neighboring countries of great wealth. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12. It could be numerous sites, or it could be one large site. But the people will be able to live in comfort and peace, and we'll make sure something really spectacular is done. They're going to have peace. They're not going to be shot at and killed and destroyed like this civilization of wonderful people has had to endure. The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition.
The reason the Palestinians, I just got to say this, the reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is because it's their fucking home and they've lived there for a long time. Even if it's only 100 years, that's still 100 years. So it's still 5 generations, but it's more than 5 generations because they go back. They were there in the late 1700s when Napoleon bought the land off the whoever the guy was there at the time,
Muslims,
and started moving the Jews over there then, and they lived in relative peace and harmony until the early 1900s.
Come on, let's talk about defining Palestinians later.
Demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development.
Oh, look at the fucking look on his face. Look at the look on that ugly cunt's face.
It's funny. It's like you mentioned that earlier, and it's like step a little bit back. See, like from the moment that Trump
He says that they'll own it.
Yeah, they'll own it. We will own it. Okay. You should like witness again baby's body language and what is the movements and what is like grim. You see like now like smiling and like agreeing with Trump, like according to the body language, but see it like changes like
a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious.
You can see he's uncomfortable here because you can see his mouth moving. He's like, yeah, let's not fucking talk about this.
They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other
what?
weapons on the site.
Hang on a sec. Hang on.
Get rid of the
He's looking out
destroyed
there.
buildings, level
Got a
it
slightly
out,
worried
create
look
an
on his
economic-
face. Look at him.
Like looking that way.
Like, he's saying, in his mind, he's saying, he just said that they'll own it. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember agreeing to that. I don't remember agreeing to them owning it.
And you can see now the eyebrow. You can see the eyebrow
Twitching.
Yeah, like. Anyway, hilariously funny, and the lean that he had once he was like he said that we will own it. Okay, this lean. Okay, this lean is kind of like an aggression movement gesture.
What I'm saying, right? What it was? It's like his foot. He was stood there with his feet side to side, and then he adjusted his movement. It was almost like moving into a fighting stance to put his right foot back to getting ready to get ready to go. And that
I will tell you what exactly it was. Okay, in Israeli culture, okay, whenever someone is like telling you something that doesn't seem to you like logical or something that you resist to, you will, if you want to like attack him, you will tell him, "Nira lecha? Nira lecha? You think so? Do you really think so?" Like that. Okay, this is exactly what he did, like without the hand gesture. Okay,
without saying anything, without vocalizing it.
He was like, "You really think so? Yeah, seriously, right?" And afterwards, when he like leaned back over, you could see that he was like looking the other way with his eyebrow on top and like looking the different way from Trump. And
he was looking to see somebody. There was somebody that he was looking to see.
Maybe
I think he was looking to see somebody else's expression, somebody else's reaction.
Maybe, perhaps.
Who?
I think it was just another gesture that kind of like expressed his wanting of like getting out of this idea. Okay, getting away from this idea. Okay, if he will not look at it at Trump, he will get further away from this idea. Okay, it will also be looked that he will be not agreeing with this idea. Okay,
right.
I don't know, but and the thing is that Bibi is the ultimate master of body language. This is how we define it. Like in Israel, he's making all those speeches at the UN and in the American Congress or whatever, and he's known to be like tip top with body language, like all kinds of like other really known leaders back at the time, right? And so it kind of like it's weird for me that we can witness that, okay, that we can actually identify his his uncomfortable body language.
I can read Bibi like a book.
Sure. Listen, after a while, you get him like really easily. Lately, like all the demons that I see like in front of him and behind him, like a little bit disturbing me to get a glimpse of the real Bibi and all those rubber masks that, I don't know, in the last few years you can see those when he's like talking on television, you can see his head like detached from his neck and kind of like floating on the screen, not really relatively to his body. I don't know which kind of like graphic manipulation is related to that, but
AI. They love their AI. They love their AI.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what is that like needed, and also like, and in the worst cases, you can see they have like glitches with the green screen on the back, even more than I do over here. They have like shots over here that politicians coming to give statements, and all the statements you have like green screen scrambling on the back, and like come on.
They love to do that as well. They did that with the hostages being released, and they'd actually painted a message on the wall behind them. There was a very, very clear message to everybody painted on the wall behind them when they gave their press conference, and Israeli television put Israeli flags behind them, like green screened it. Basically, gave them a virtual background of Israeli flags that completely blocked out the message that they were trying to give.
All right. Now, let's talk about Palestinians and let's talk about Trump and evacuating Palestinians. And let's talk about definitions. Or let's first, okay, because you told me that Palestinians are here for a long, long time.
No, no,
And
no, no. Right. Let's forget Palestinians, shall we? Let's just chuck that fucking label and name into the fuck it bucket, because what they are is they're Arabs. They're Aramaic. They're
yeah.
Arabs.
All right. Sure. 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 I will tell you that the Palestinian nation or whatever what is like now defined as that is like from what I learned about history, not only from school and stuff from the official narrative, but also like from my own personal research. Both of my grandfathers were like pretty much like active in the early days of and before the Israel was established. So I know a little bit about firsthand witnessing about what happened over here and about the identification of those Palestinians.
Do
First of all,
you? Can I just make
yeah,
what I think is an obvious observation or comment about it? You're in Israel, right? And you're doing your research from Israel.
yeah,
From are you using a VPN when you're doing it?
VPN, no,
No. So your searches are all coming from Israel. I guarantee you that you will not have had access to all the information that's available, because they won't let you. They don't want you to have that access. They don't want you to see the information that is out there. Not all of it,
all right,
because it's like Kurt Metzger said, right? We are right. You're in North Korea. We're all in North Korea. We just don't fucking realize it. The amount of censorship
listen,
and and
I want to dispute that because it's my research is not, as I told you earlier, it's not being relied on the network. Okay, it's been relied on my living over here on the last 45 years about like serving in the Israeli military, about like doing the research with my
where you would have only
grandfather.
been where you would have only really been hearing predominantly one message, and where all the propaganda is geared
No,
to
no, 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 no,
sympathy of.
no, no, not really. To be honest, like also like in my professional life, I've been like involved with Arab Israelis and Palestinians and doing common work with them for lots of years. All right.
So yeah, you know that they're just people, just like the rest of us. Like,
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, and I love doing that with them, and I love to because they are like honest, good people, and
very, very hospitable. Like
yeah, yeah.
the
But
most
first of all,
hospitable people ever.
About the definitions of what is the Palestinian people, okay, I will tell you that as countries like to do, they like to because when they have like diversity, okay, of all kinds of like people, you need to assemble them under one name that it will make sense to them,
Because
right?
they love to label everything. They have to label
Of
everything.
course, the labeling, yeah, yeah.
Like,
While those
construct a
people
box and put a label on it. Like,
Yeah. While those people who are like called the Palestinians are being compiled out of like uh, various, numerous, like dozens of small families and small tribes, okay, that they all have they're all like very distinct between one another, all right, and they are all like even in fights with one another that are not related to to any kind of like state or government. It's all kind of like feuds of like old time or whatever. To
so
assemble everyone and call them
just
Palestinians.
like any communities, any like just like people everywhere. Like, you know,
Yeah, they all be
it doesn't matter. Go to the UK. Go into
yeah,
certain
yeah,
parts.
yeah,
You got
and they
exactly the same
all
thing.
for comfort level or for the for the kind of like method to achieve like a state and to have a leader and all of that, you have to label them together as Palestinians and to have a leader which will be Palestinian that will be representing them, and they will have a flag and the state in the UN and whatever. So and altogether those are people who are not really connected to one another, all right, like they all have their own families, their own communities, and they assemble them together yeah, you'll be called Palestinians. The same way is going down now in Yemen. Okay, Yemen is also like a country which is compiled out of like 40 or 50 tribes. All right, and now that they are the Yemenites, the Houthim in Yemen are supposedly attacking Israel. So we can't like go to Yemen and bombard all Yemen because they are not like they're only like part of Yemen, right? So this is the identity. There could be like Arabs that stayed here for from the time of the from the Muslims and the Ottomans and whatever that stayed here for the all those centuries. There could be, but they're probably like a really small group comparing to the people that they brought on from Egypt in the early 20th century. Okay, to Israel, Palestine, and also like Gaza Strip. What we're talking about was belonging actually to Egypt, right? Till the year of 1967, right? And so those people, those Palestinians, they're not like Palestinians. They're
Hang on.
Egyptian,
What
right?
was belonging to Israel?
Like Gaza Strip was under the control of
Under the
Egypt,
control of? Oh, right.
right?
Right,
Until the
right.
year 1967, until the Six-Day War, and then Israel conquered also Gaza Strip, right? And
Right.
make their mandate over there as well. And this is also when they took
So,
the Sinai
like you
Desert.
said, they conquered and occupied Gaza Strip.
Yeah, and also it was like when they got also the Sinai Desert. Okay, the
Right.
Sinai Desert in '67. Then it was returned into the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt, like in the peace negotiations in '79. Now, and this so the things first of all, the thing with the Palestinians and the thing that now everybody can label themselves as either
What
one
can
who
we
are like
say?
supporting Palestine or supporting Israel or supporting whatever. This is just a way to put you inside this narrative, because in this narrative we always have two sides, right? We always have two sides. As long as you are like being engaged emotionally and physically, and they made you be attached physically into this debate. This is how much they succeed in like selling you this narrative. Now, this narrative involves people's life, involves really harsh cruelty, involves weapons, involves the money, of course, all those things. But this narrative is still a narrative that you can choose not to be belonging into one of the sides. And if you're telling me, Nir, come on, you're Jewish, you were born in Israel, so you need to probably stand for the Israeli side on that one. I'm telling you that I'm choosing not, right? Choosing not, and not to be involved in one of the sides of the pyramids, on the side of this narrative.
I agree
And
on the ground.
yeah, and
It's an alpha dog. It's an alpha dog move. He's done it tactically. Well, he's done it basically. He's put Netanyahu in his place. He's neutralized him with it. By doing this, he neutralizes Netanyahu. Because if
yeah.
Netanyahu makes a move now, he's attacking America.
Now, all the questions that we're talking about over here about like the Phoenicians and about like the Trump's plan right now, it's all sitting down on the definition of who actually needs to be here. Okay, of this is the main question, right? Does the Palestinians need to be over here according to Trump plans? No, they're not like connected over here. They should be like, oh yeah, move away to somewhere else and then coming back and whatever, right? According to Netanyahu, they never shouldn't be there, of course. And according to the Palestinians, I guess they hold for lots of time the narrative that they should be there, right? Now, justice.
I don't understand why. Because up until the point where the Zionists went over and started basically committing acts of terrorism, terrorizing the local people, causing issues in.
Which year are you talking about?
Well, it started like it was for about around 1918. before 1920, and that's like that's when they started. Maybe the 1900s. Like you said yourself, that
No,
you're
the official, let's say, first of all, the first victim of the terror in Israel, which was considered was in the next town of me, Nes Ziona, which is called Avraham Yalovsky, and they supposedly been killed by Arabs in the year 1897. Now, until in the year 1921, it was considered like the first riots that the Arab Israelis started, and it came in a reaction to the Balfour Statement and to the White Book. Okay, the first White Book that was published by the British government. Now, and this first book,
right. The thing is,
yeah.
the terrorism aspect, the terrorist retaliation. I don't think that. I think this whole thing about people blowing themselves up and all of this. This is all part of a narrative. It's not got grassroots. Doesn't have grassroots. It's
Yeah,
part of a narrative that was inserted.
Yeah, it's also like a big question. Okay, now that we are like, after witnessing in October 7th that your own country can betray you in such a harsh way. Okay, and
it's not your country. It's not your country that's betrayed you.
The
Though.
state,
It's your government. It's your government.
The government and state. Okay, so and open up the gates for all the people to come in and do whatever they want. So it kind of like reflects you on the time, the period that was about 30 years ago, which there was like a serious terror attacks in Israel. Each day you had like a terror attack in some kind of like a bus or a restaurant or something like that. And each terror attack like that, it would be something like 10, 20 casualties and lots of people injured.
The trouble is,
Rich, so you are like wondering for yourself if the October 7th event was planned and engineered. So
planned and engineered.
What happened with those
critical thinking. Once you start thinking critically about it, and once you look into the details of what happened and everything, the holes that exist in the stories, the huge gaping holes in most of the stories.
One hole that was discovered one hole that was discovered, like I remember lately, there was this guy that he was the head of the Zaka organization, Yehuda Meshi Zahav, something like that. And he was like the Zaka organization is the one who's like collecting all the parts of the dead bodies after explosions, and he deals with all the things with the bodies and deceased and stuff like that. So
that side of it, like identifying the bodies, or
all kinds of like things related to burial and they find bodies and collecting parts and stuff. And he told like he got sleep in some kind of like interview that he had. He said, "Yeah, we know pre-ahead where there's gonna be like a suicide bomb, and we are getting there like to on time to collect all the parts of the bodies." How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
Exactly. So what I was going to say is, the trouble is, right, it's like I've said, I don't know how many times, I was taught when I was young not to, basically to avoid pathological liars, compulsive liars, not to lie, because when you lie, it means that nobody can trust what you say afterwards. And we're dealing with people that have admitted, right? And let's forget ethnicities and ideals and beliefs and faiths. Wipe all that. Let's just think about this as people again. All out people that have blood and water and fucking organs, and we all bleed blood red, right? So all these people, there are people that have admitted that they are antagonists that they have in the past gone out and pretended to be other people and cause horrific events pretending to be other people to incite more events to go on, to instigate things. Instigation, basically. So I've heard testimonies where they've said that there's certain people that have dressed up as other people and gone and committed these horrific events, and that's all been blamed on these other people. But now, 40, 50 years later,
They called the crisis actors, right?
Right, crisis actors and fucking. But
I remember
once that's happened, it's like, right. Well, now we can't believe anything that they say, and the likelihood is that most of those events were self-inflicted. A lot of those events were self-inflicted. Like the evidence behind what's happened at 9/11, and it all points in the same way. Hey, Callum, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So, yeah, I think actually when we're talking about any of this, we need to just completely strip all labels of everybody and talk about them as if they're just people that bleed blood red, that bleed blood like the rest of us.
And let's talk about the transplant. Yeah. Let's see.
Is insane. Like the guy, either the guy's hubris has just swollen so much that it's actually affecting his cognitive abilities. Like he really either his head has swelled so much that he really thinks what he's saying is good and that he's offering something. But like I said to you, the only fucking way that these Palestinians are going to go for this, the only way, and even they still won't all go for it, even if this is promised, but the only way that they're going to go for it is if Trump has said to them or says to them behind closed doors, listen, guys, don't you worry. We're going to we're going to build everything back, and you will have the land. It is yours. You can have your homes back. You can, and you can get jobs. I was talking to Rox about it.
Is he gonna be there?
If he says,
is
right,
he gonna be there when is he gonna be there when
says, because I know from what I've seen that the Palestinian people, and I know also from, if it was me, right, I'd say, go and fuck yourself. I'll fucking clear this shit myself. Me and my friends will clear it, and we'll build our own place, right? Or you let us, all these jobs, all these endless jobs to rebuild Gaza. Hey, we're the people of Gaza. Let us rebuild our own homes, and also clear the rubbish as well, because you know that under all that rubble there are going to be little family trinkets, heirlooms, things that don't need to be lost forever. They could be recovered and returned to their owners if the land was cleared, if it was done in such a way.
I want to get down to the, let's say, American thinking, okay? The American thinking, which will be not only the American thinking, or the basic thinking of who's like controlling everything around here, all right? Like, again, we have the question if Trump is indeed really thinking what he's saying, or like it's being dictated from someone above. Could be, I don't know. But about the thinking of we have an Israeli state, but is this state really belongs to the Israelis? Like, according to how Trump behaves, okay, neither of Gaza Strip and Israel is belonging to anyone but the United States, right? And that brings you back to the year 1947 and to November 29, all right, when they voted in the UN for the establishment of the country of Israel. Coincidentally, which 33 countries voted for the establishment of Israel. Coincidentally, if you think otherwise, you're nuts. And 11 against, 10, I think, abstain or something like that. And from that moment, and it was clearly like on that time, also like Russia voted for Israel, okay, and both the United States. And it was clearly that United States is trying to convince all the European countries to vote for the establishment of Israel, and it cleared out of this voting meant to Israelis that they can now like establish a country, and the British will be removed from Israel, and it meant also like nothing comes for free, right? It still means that the ones who are like made the vote, we still owe them. Okay, we still owe them that. Yeah, they let us have a country over here, regardless that we had to fight for like two years afterwards, independence war or whatever, to to get exactly agreeing that from the Arab side that we'll have a country over here. But altogether, yeah, they are still controlling over here, and you can see still the legal terms and the legal system is being exactly like in England still, all right? And we see that all the agendas which are coming from United Kingdom, from the Queen, from United States, wherever strongholds of the Freemasons, coming over here and well accepted, all right? Because it's not because they're telling you, yeah, we let you keep an eye on this territory for a while, but we're still controlling your ass. Totally, all right? And we'll tell you what to do. And if you want now to build a border in Gaza and to turn it into the French Riviera of the Middle East, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll evacuate all the Palestinians because they are not human beings, right? And we're gonna put a port over there. It's gonna be lovely. And we're gonna. I just stumbled like a nice video on the way, and explains that it actually for the whole thing is like from the get go was standing on trade routes. Okay, trade routes that the problem with like with trade routes from like the west to the east, to like India, the Far East, all of that, it had to move like throughout the years through the Niles Peninsula, okay, through the Niles how's it called, the Suez Canal, okay, the Suez Canal in Egypt. And they also like had the disputes about this thing. It started off the Kadesh operation and the 6 Day War, all kinds of like disputes on this trade routes of ships and stuff, and trades to the east and from the east. And now since they're like opening this harbor in Gaza, it will allow them to have like a trade route which goes through Saudi Arabia and the Emirates, and then over there to India. All right, and this is actually a critical thing that also like I stumbled another video about all the fires. Okay, about the fires that were coincidentally happened in Australia in the beginning of the 2020s, and also in the United States right now. The fires, which kind of like coincidentally match the route of like the smart cities that they want to apply right now. All right, the 15-minute city, whatever. Like they said,
it's everywhere that these fires have been, or they
Yeah.
just so happen to have plans for 15-minute cities as well.
Yeah,
How
coincidentally, yeah.
fucking, what
Yeah.
a coincidence.
Yeah. So coincidentally, there was like a war in Gaza right now, and it's completely demolished. Coincidentally, and coincidentally, we can establish a harbor that we already started doing that throughout the war. The Americans over here, they already started that they wanted to establish the harbor in order to humanitarily aid the Palestinians. But yeah, we will use this harbor for our future Riviera plans, and we will establish the route thing to the east and all of that. This is why they made also like the peace with the Emirates. Israel made a peace for the Emirates a few years ago, and the Americans were heavily involved with that, also with Qatar and Morocco, and all kinds of like it was on their basic interest to have this trade route, and they came in it for not for like those reasons that we all think, yeah, we want to have peace and harmony and whatever. No, money. money, money, money. You know. So this is Trump's plan. Will it succeed? Yeah, let's think about it. I don't know. Let's think about it. Right. First of all, I don't think that
If this is
Palestine.
dude, if this is his plan and that's it, and there's not some secret shit that's going on behind closed doors, behind Netanyahu's back,
Mhm.
and
Now, one of
that
my
he's going to fuck Netanyahu up the arse, right? Unless that's going to happen, if he really thinks that his plan is going to happen, he's deluded. He's
no
beyond deluded.
about Netanyahu and Trump. Okay, I don't buy into any of their friendship because
They're not friends.
I
They're
remember
not
like 2 years
friends.
while Netanyahu in his first campaign, Trump and Netanyahu were like seemed to be best buddies forever, and he moved the embassy to Jerusalem. And he did all kinds of like favors. I know announced the Golan Heights to be owned to, now only to Israel. All kinds of like declarations of Trump that kind of like showed his love for Israel, for Netanyahu, and for whatever. Then the coup came over, and what I clearly remember that Netanyahu, he saw. I think he's one of the initiators of this thing. Okay, and he thought, yeah, coup time. Let me handle it. I will show you how to savagely destroy this country, and I will make a good example of this country, how to take all the jabs you want and whatever. But Trump, he didn't really liked it, right? He didn't really put into the agenda. He was falsely ill or not and whatever. And he did told people to take jabs, right? Or not? He did, right?
He did tell people.
It was on
You
his
know,
terms still.
He did Operation Warp Speed, but he.
Now, I will tell you that in that time, it was exactly when he was switched with Biden. It was in the middle of the coup time, all right? And over in this time, I think.
Listen, don't mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right. So,
Yeah, love it. Anyway,
That was
I
for
think that
sure.
when he was switched with Biden, I think it was when the New World Order, whoever takes care of things over there, told them no, Trump is not implying this coup thing really efficiently.
One
So we should.
second, dude.
Yeah.
1 second. Hey! The first super chat of the day. Thank you very much, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah.
Much obliged, sir. Thank you very much and welcome. And also to Rock as well. How you doing? Douche, fist bump, camera, new camera in a new place, and now it's easier for me to do that. Yeah. Thank you very much, Will.
Mm. Now about the coup time when Trump they decided that he's not taking care of the coup very well, so he's been replaced by Biden, right? And
I
then
agree with Lexi, by the way. Yeah. He didn't push the jab. He promoted people doing what they like. There hadn't have been that thing about hydroxychloroquine, he would have like hydroxychloroquine. Technically, it is
it's not the issue. Which it's not the issue.
I think what's it called?
No, the issue is Trump. Okay, did they push the jab or not? And I think that they didn't push it really well. It wasn't like Bibi. Bibi came with forklift to the airplane to get the jabs out of the with a forklift and like to show them, yeah, I brought this. Okay, now Trump wasn't like that, and I think that the people from the New World Order wanted him to be like that. So. So they removed it and put Biden, which yelled for a year.
We're not. Hang on, Will. We're not bashing Trump. We're like, I actually quite like Trump, but he's still just another fucking puppet, another puppet muppet, who at the end of the day is fulfilling a plan that is not even if he'd fuck it, he probably doesn't even realize it. Like they're playing his ego, but there are people that have more power than Trump, and they have more money than Trump. So he ends up being subservient to them.
Now, remember that after the 2020 elections, Trump was furious about him being stalled out of the elections and stuff, and said that they were local frauds. He went to the court, stuff like that. So while he was doing that, Bibi was already congratulating Biden for his winning. Okay, while Bibi, is a right wing, Biden left wing. Okay, so how is that falls into mind? And then also once he did that, Trump said to Bibi, "Fuck Bibi," all right? He told "fuck Bibi," and I don't think that this "fuck Bibi" kind of disappeared in those 4 years since, all right? Because
right, Trump is a child. If somebody slights him, or if they betray him, or that he feels that they've betrayed him,
yeah,
he won't do business with them the same way again.
Yeah,
unless they earn his love and respect back, which Bibi isn't doing and has done nothing to do. Yeah. So
it's all like a big question now. If this plan of his is it for Israel, against Israel? Let's clear it out. Let's see. Now, first of all, is it for the Palestinians? I don't know. If I was a Palestinian, right, and I would be fighting my teeth out for this place and for all those years and against the Israeli army, and still want to go back after it's been totally demolished. So I don't think that any kind of other incentive or something like that will actually makes me want to immigrate or something like that. They are feeling completely related to the place. Otherwise, they would leave. I think
they are absolutely, totally, their heart is in Palestine, and they'll go, even if it means going back to exactly the same thing. They will go back. There is nothing that will keep them away.
Yeah, probably.
And it's understandable because, if 1948 hadn't happened, or if they had established a dual state and said, okay, Israel's a state, but also Palestine's a state. If they had done that, if they had recognized the indigenous inhabitants of the land when they arrived, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let me remind you again, this is not the Israel or Zionist decision. It was the UN decision, right?
And the UN Zionists. So it was a Zionist decision.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was a 100% Zionist decision to
Yeah.
Hey, Super, how you doing?
Come on, we said that the 33 votes for the establishment of Israel was coincidence. Come on.
33. What? Wow. Yeah.
Now,
because 33 men voted on the establishment of Israel, that means that Israel should be.
Yeah.
Because 33 men voted on it. Who the fuck were these men? Why the fuck does their opinion matter any more than anyone else's? It's the ridiculousness of it all, man.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking.
Indeed. And and is it for the Israelis? Is it good for the Israelis? Listen, we've been the ultimate perception was always that if they weren't being here, yeah, it was good. Another thing out of our head. Let's just say we are a country. Let's say that we are now a state, whatever, and clearly we are surrounded by enemies. Okay, we are surrounded by Lebanon and Syria and Saudi Arabia and Jordan and Egypt.
Dude, and the question has to be asked: why are you enemies? Why are you enemies?
Enemies.
Like
That's a good
that
question.
shouldn't be, should it? Because
Yeah.
like Jewish people have a right to go back to the Holy
Now,
Land, to their
it all comes down to this decision that we said earlier. Okay, they said that Israel should be established as as a state. All right, and then Israel announced its the independence on May 14th, 1948, in Tel Aviv. And a day afterwards, the independence war kind of like broke out, and this was a war for a year and a half that they struggled with all the surrounding armies, okay, all the surrounding armies and the Arab Israelis in order to establish this state. That in the end of it, there were like negotiations about like that that Israel will be in this territory. It was between like a very small territory compared that what we're seeing today. Then in the year of 1967, this is where we conquered also like Israel conquered the West Bank and the Sinai Peninsula.
I think it would be a fair and accurate description to say invaded and conquered.
Invaded and conquered, sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, the 6 Day War, if you want to, it started off from the Israeli side. Yeah, it was. Um, anyway, now, so Israelis would be better off a lot better, okay? Or I don't know, people would be a lot better if the Palestinian people, which they are making the most of the troubles out of all the neighbor countries, also like with all the neighbor countries, we pretty much have also like pretty much have a good relationship with Egypt. We have peace agreement since the year 1979. Jordan since 1994. Okay.
Critical thought says to me that the only reason that there's any agreements is because money's changed hands.
Because what?
Money's changed hands. That's the only reason. Money between individuals has changed hands. People have been made wealthy, and so they've said, no, that's okay. That's okay.
Now,
I'm all right with that.
About the agreements and peace agreements, okay? I will have to go down with you to my theory that in all fields of life we have the actual thing and we have the language which describe it. All right. Now, if we're talking about relations with nations and people, so the actual thing that we are looking for is brotherhood, cooperation, living common life, next to each other, harmony, okay, common fate, whatever. This is the actual thing that we're looking for. The language that they're using in order to describe this actual thing would be peace agreements or war statements. All right, and the gap over here between this language that's supposed to describe what it is in fact, okay, is huge. Is huge because leaders, their state of mind or their wishes is that once you will sign this piece of paper, okay, this peace agreement, which is actually just a piece of paper, yeah, this is the moment when all the mind and will shift in the of all your civilians will shift, and it will turn from hating into loving in a second, the minute that he signed this peace agreement. This is what the concept is, which is dumb. Okay,
this is what I'm going to say. The entire idea of war and peace, right? The whole concept of war and peace is a ridiculous one because it's not the people, it is men.
Yeah,
it's dickhead men who have something to prove, and they have a lot of money, either borrowed or they've got it, and they pay other men to go and to do their bidding.
Yeah.
Because the men that they're paying to do their bidding never once in their lives thought, I want to fucking invade this place and kill everybody there and make it my own. I want to invade this country or that country or whatever. None of those men were thinking that. All those men were thinking, I need to earn some money, and I need some sort of purpose in my life, and I just need something to do, and
Yeah, I
I
will
maybe
join this
I want to feel like
maniac
a
and
hero
invade
or whatever.
whoever he wants. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's basically, this is all because of the manipulation through money and money, power, materials. It's
All devil's weapons. Yeah.
right.
Anyway, yeah. So yes,
But it's like this idea that Israel did this and UK did that and America did this and da 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 da. Like, it's not Israel and it's not the UK. It's fucking men. It's individual men and women with
Yeah.
ideas above their fucking station, huge egos, and like
and
complete
they're
lack of.
sure of that you should be involved in their bullshit. Okay, that you should be highly
They're deluded.
emotionally
They're
and
fucking deluded men.
give your life for their accomplishments and their wanting to invade and imperialize and do nasty things to other people. And this is all so detached from what kind of like potential and common good can come out of the everyday life of people who are like from different, I don't know, definitions or labels or whatever, for them to getting along with one another and doing good things together. And
But this brings me back and makes me think about what I believe the reality of the Ottoman Empire was. When the Ottomans were in power, all the stories we've been fed has been propaganda bullshit. Because
right.
I've heard other stories that say that the Ottomans were actually, it was very peaceful because they had religious tolerance. They respected different faiths. If you were in the Ottoman Empire but you were Christian or you were Buddhist or you were Jewish or whatever, that you were entitled to religious freedom. And this is back when Islam was not what it is now. This is before the fucking Jesuit priests went and rewrote the Quran and basically made it so it could be radicalized.
All right. Yeah. Won't argue there. I'm not familiar with the Quran as well as that. But yeah, it's all. If you said it's man,
They had to hand out dictionaries to everyone. They had to hand out dictionaries where they've written the Quran in Arabic, but the trouble is written Arabic is not spoken Arabic. Spoken Arabic's different to written Arabic. Just because you speak Arabic does not mean that you read Arabic. So they had to give everybody a dictionary to understand their own fucking language, like what
there's
is
also like
supposed to be written in their own language.
also like with Arabic, there is a lot of difference from the different dialects. Okay, there is
Right.
like from each and different place they have his own Arabic dialect. So I can see that, but altogether we can see that both like war and religion and any kind of like other lie that comes out of this source, as I told you earlier, it all has a common ground into it, and the common ground is that they're trying to hide God. That's all. Okay, and
No,
by
no,
the word of
dude,
man,
the common ground. They're
by
not
the
trying
word
to hide
of
God.
man.
They're trying to control your perception of what God is.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, of to be non-existent, right? To be non-existent, of like being concentrating on their thoughts, on their wills, on their smart people. They're obviously smart people because they're chosen by the country, they're by the people, so they must be like smart people. So you should like inspire to be like them and to and respect their decisions and follow their decisions and stuff like that. And in this whole lovely narrative, who are we missing? God. Okay, we are missing God. We only have like following orders of like human beings and not of God. And I will tell you that this world will start to get better the minute that people will start listening to God. I don't know how it looks like. I don't know what it is.
So
But but
I'm gonna
but this
I'm
is the
gonna
moment
I'm
to
gonna
change.
fucking absolutely disagree with you once again on your premise,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
That everybody has to believe in. If you're saying everybody has to believe in,
No, to listen. To listen.
right,
To listen
right,
to God.
hang on. So long as you're not saying that everybody has to believe in your version of God,
No. No.
just the creator. Let's lose God
Yeah, sure,
and
sure, sure.
say the creator. Everybody has to appreciate or understand that we were created. There is an intelligence far greater than ours that's responsible for this realm
I'll make it
and
more
for our
clearly. I'll
creation.
make it more clearly, Rich. Let's say we have an options to choose two kinds of realities that we want to live in, right? One is one which is God in this reality, and one is a reality which God is not in this reality, all right?
But God,
And
but dude, the thing is,
that's the second, Rich. Rich, Rich.
no, because the reality is God is here in this reality, and He's here for a lot
By
of
your
people. Or
perspective,
God, the Creator, the concept of the Creator is
it's a
here
matter of
for a
choice. It's a
lot of
matter of
people.
choice of your perspective, as you say. Okay, as you say,
That's
you choose how to see
that,
God. Okay,
that's about experience. It's about your experience. It's not about like freedom of choice. You're throwing out this freedom of choice thing. Like it's a
yeah,
freedom
it
of
became a
choice,
motto.
freedom of choice, free will. Right? You can either base your beliefs or your base your beliefs on your own experience, or you can try and find meaning in other people's experience and try and find or take other people's perception of something and accept that for your own,
Yep,
right?
freedom of choice.
Or you can take your own experience.
Yeah,
You can just say, look, forget all of that stuff, just talk to me.
yeah,
I want my own I want a director, because all of this stuff says that I can have it. So I'd like it, please. I don't want to have to listen to all of this stuff, because this is just people. And people have egos, and egos get involved. And I can't be doing all of this shit. I want a direct personal relationship, myself personally. And I want to come to my own understanding, my own perception of what God is. That's what I did
great.
back in 2016, 2015, 2016. And that's when I stopped being depressed. That's when I found meaning in life. That's when I found meaning in myself. That's when I found purpose. That's right. When I stopped relying on other people's perception of what God is,
Yeah, yeah,
particularly if it came from the fucking religious institutions
yeah,
or
yeah.
was backed by the religious
And
institutions.
I'm telling you, Rich, don't listen to me. All right? Don't listen
Oh,
to
I
me.
don't.
Yeah,
You know, I
don't
don't.
listen to me. And none of the chat room ever listen to me about what God is and who He is and how you
Only,
keep connected with Him.
only you can find that out
Don't
for
fucking
yourself.
listen to me. All right?
Yeah,
I don't want to
ask
be
him.
in this place, okay, of explaining to you what God is, because otherwise you will just get my perception, and my perception will be wrong for you. Your perception is right, not mine. Okay? Your personal and your whatever God means to you, this is what is correct for you and not my perception, all right? But, all right? But we are talking about not about the definition of what God is. We're talking about taking it to the materialistic level or to the spiritual level. Okay? Meaning either you're like believing people which are matter, which are liars, which are, they will maybe they will find you solution over here just in the materialistic level, but it's full of lies, right? But or to take it into the spiritual level. Now, the book of the Bible, okay, and the New Testament, they clearly indicate a reality. Okay, it's a story which is made in a reality, which God is present within, right? And this story is maybe like hard to be accepted by other people because they can't really relate it themselves into this kind of like reality which God exists. But in that point, I think that we do have the freedom of choice, either to accept our current reality, okay, as the one that God is present within, or one who's without the presence of God. And if he is not the presence of God, has the presence of God, you can open up any kind of like science book and believe whatever is written over there. And you probably took the jab and whatever. Anyway, Rich, recess. Break.
Yeah, let me just. I'll just say it instead. Actually, Manny says humans are not. God is not human, and humans are not God.
Of course.
God is
Great.
an English. God is an English title given to a deity that it will say is the creator. We are not the creator, but we are co-creators within this realm. So, in that sense, if you don't think of God as a as a day as the actual deity, but the title of, so you say big G, little G, whatever. Like there's God with a big G, and then there's all little gods with the little G's, and if we are creators, we're capable of amazing, fucking amazing godlike things. We have sex with each other. A man and woman has sex with each other and creates a new life that becomes a new person. That is a fucking godlike ability to be able to create a new person. We don't know how we do it. We're not intelligent like that. We can't actually, you know, we're not. The sum of the mass, the sum of the parts is not greater than the whole. So
The whole of the one you're like having sex with.
the whole being God.
All right. Whole of God. Yeah. Whole of God. Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. Recess time.
Yeah. Okay. Recess time.
Yeah. Recess.
This is where you are still somehow stuck into mainstream programming that we need to take a break after. Do you know, I'll do a 3 hour set. I'll do a 3 hour gig where I'm singing my fucking heart out for 3 hours and I don't even think about taking a break. Every other fucking performer here on this island has to take a break after 45 minutes or an hour. Right,
Yeah.
or 15-minute break.
Now,
15-minute
I
break.
let me explain something to you. Okay.
I like if I'm
You
on a
telling me.
roll, if I'm on
Yeah.
a
You
roll,
always
I like
telling
to
me.
stay on a roll.
Yeah. I'm fucking
When
a
you take a
professional
break, when
singer.
you take a break, it puts a break in it, and then you can lose your momentum, and you know.
Now, let me explain it to you. Okay. You are saying that you are like a professional singer and stuff, right? And so you are able to play out for like 3 hours without stopping. So that makes you professional. I agree with you. Okay.
I didn't say that makes me a professional. I didn't
All
say
right.
no. But
It
what
makes
makes
you.
me a professional is that I make my living from it. That makes me a professional. So I make my living from it. But being able to do it for 3 hours is just a. That's
Stamina.
uh, just a sign of awesomeness.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. 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 Now, my in my field, okay, of media and whatever that I learned in college and stuff, professionally.
Are you the same in
Uh,
bed? Do you, if you
what?
like, do you need to, do you have to take a recess in bed as well? When you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's kind of like it's very known and acceptable that we have like breaks and recesses because it. This is why you always have like commercials in television and stuff, right? So yeah, you have to take recess to get ready and pumped up, and that's what makes you professional. So I'm professional, Rich. Bye, recess.
hulking. It wouldn't be
Okay,
on,
I
but
got
your
it. Like
dick,
fucks with the minnows. It like gets into. It's like
it mutates their genitals. But
Yeah.
they've been putting that into the water on purpose to do that to people because they want to program you.
Is this
They
why
don't
my
want you to-
penis is shrinking?
Is it? How do you know it's shrinking?
I mean, just like
You have to have somebody measure it with
complaints.
You have to have somebody measure it with their mouth.
From my complaint department. Shrinkflation, dude.
There's a thing called shrink. What is your penis backed with? Oil? Is it a petro penis?
Dogecoin.
My penis backed by Doge.
You're smart, you are. What is 3 multiplied by 13?
3 multiplied by 13. 3,622,000,000.
And can you explain how you got to that conclusion, please?
Fuck no, I smoked too much bud. It just popped into my head.
How many shoes are there in 4 pairs of shoes?
Fucking hell. What's a pair of shoes?
It's really hurting our rep.
I know exactly what you...
3 cucumber, just in case I get lucky and my willy can't stand up properly. A girl come here, you know, she says to me, MK, you know, you're not functioning properly. What's the backup plan? I then go in the fridge or I leave them on the side for them to get cooled down, and then I put on the rubbers on it and I use it. Because these days, because I'm stressed, me really don't work properly. I say that and I say it with chest.
How come you pulled me out? You're in a fucking time loop, mate. Hey? You keep erasing your memory somehow and reliving the same experiences over and over again. I don't fucking remember being in a time loop. Yeah, because you keep erasing your memory, I just fucking said. Oh, yeah. Oh, you really don't remember, do you? But then you got yourself stuck in a fucking time loop in that universe, so much that you forgot what you even fucking are, cunt. And what exactly am I? No, you're just a fucking observer, mate. No way. What? Is that what I fucking think it is? Yeah, nah, fucking everything's possible in the multiverse. I gotta fucking go in and fucking ask a question. Yeah, do it. Alright, I'll be back. Oi! What shape do you reckon your Earth is?
The fuck? It's flat, you weirdo.
Ah.
Yeah, pretty sure it's a flatty.
Sorry, I full thought you were gonna say something else.
What? That it's fucking round?
Yeah.
Do I look like a fucking idiot?
Nah, it was just a social experiment question. I didn't mean anything by it.
Look, I'm not one of them fucking stupid round earth pufferfish motherfuckers, alright? Been flat out all morning catching these 3-metery flatty fucking dogs. The last thing I want to think about is my flatty earth being fucking round.
Alright.
What shape's your fucking planet?
Oh, the planet I usually go to is round, and there's some people there that reckon it's
I
flat.
don't want to hear it, mate. If you ain't gonna help me catch any dogs, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
How come you pulled me out? You're in a fucking time loop, mate.
I just don't understand why I can't live life the way that I please. I want to pretend that I wake up on a cruise and I grab a robe, put it on, drink my coffee, and stare off into the ocean. It's not a hard thing to accomplish, okay? It's called affirmating it, and I'm putting it into existence. So hop off my taquito when I'm living my best life. So beautiful. There's a dolphin.
All in the markets together. Old differences forgotten, and no need at all to mention the war. Sorry.
Ready? I was working all week, nothing exciting. I was waiting all week, so boring. But tonight I'll go out because it's Friday night. I wanna keep moving all night. I wanna dance
all night.
And I wanna drink
all night.
And I wanna party all night. And I wanna enjoy this night because it's Friday.
I'm retarded.
I work some hours in an office, you know, and the groups of people, they're talking, and one say about Jennifer, the colleague. I tell you, Jennifer, she is really a party pooper. Really? Jennifer poops at parties? So she poops at parties, and people know this? I poop at parties, but people don't know because I close the door. Jennifer goes to the party and then poops, but she do it so people know. Where do she go for it? Does she visit the water closet and make door of the open so people may see and smell things? This sounds horrible. Maybe she go like by the tables with the gift and the present and the punches bowl? Poop on the carpets? This sound like, Jennifer, you have...
Stools and dancing, let's show me my moves.
Yeah, baby. Haha, fucking. Yeah! Fucking brilliant. You're muted there, son.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the Chihuahua video we made. It was awesome. Yeah, Kanija's video of
the rat one.
Yeah, and the one with the apes at the beginning. It was hilarious with the flat earth thing.
Oh, no, not apes. That's Sassy the Sasquatch.
Sassy
the Sasquatch.
Yeah,
it's brilliant, mate. Sassy the Sasquatch is fucking brilliant.
Seriously. Anyway, I want to conclude the topic from the previous segment. I just sent you like a link in the private chat. This is kind of like my, let's say, the proof that of the things that I said in the previous segment about my relations and my thoughts and agenda with Arab Israelis and the Palestinians which are living here in Israel. And the statement came while I was doing this show with just a second, Rich. Sorry. Now I did. Can you put on the show? I sent you the link.
Yeah.
It was a show I made, I think 2 summers ago, something like that, along with the one that I'm working with daily routine. Is called Ibrahim. He's my translator for the Arab language, and he's a Palestinian. He's living over here in Israel.
Holy crap!
What?
I don't have my blues on this screen, but thank you, man, for
Wait.
fan character wearing sunglasses with fireworks appearing on the lenses. Eh? I don't know what that's about. Go on. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, yeah, we're about to show the.
Thank you, by the way, Mr. Miyagi. Go on. Sorry.
You're about to show the link.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. Just for a brief, this was like during. It's actually in English, so whoever wants can watch it as well.
You've put weight on there.
What?
You've put weight on.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
since
a little
then?
bit. You look a little bit different there.
I had a haircut over there. I was like with haircut. This is the
Oh, it
big
might be
difference.
just a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, with Ibrahim, you can put the opening song. The opening song is great. It's one of my favorites for the show. And
This is an opening song.
yeah,
In the opening song to the.
yeah, the opening song is called "Kilme Khilwe" in Arabic. Beautiful word. It was while in the IDF had an operation in the city of Jenin, and he's living like right by Jenin, like a village right by Jenin. And this was kind of like my statement on this operation that I will while the IDF is having his war going on, I will talk to him and try to understand what's actually the relationship between us. And what we found out in this broadcast was that we should, as we demonstrated in the last 10 years, we shouldn't like be enemies like our leaders are telling us, but we should be cooperative and benefiting one another. And I'm supplying him usually job and like money, and he's giving me a job that I need to supply my clients. And in all of this would have been like feeling kind of like suspicious and weird without all the incentives that our leaders are giving for both sides, right? For both sides. So, and with that being said, also like you said something about the labeling in the previous segment, and this is exactly right. They are like labeling the entire people as Palestinians, while in this Palestinians group you have normal families, normal people, kind people, and you have terrorist groups, whatever that were. I don't know where exactly they came from. This is my attempt to speak Arabic. I try to made it.
من مدينة الجنين المحتلة. الصديق عزيز وأفضل مترجم أعرفه في الأمن المستح. سيدتي وسيدتي نرحب بالإبراهيم. كيف حالك إبراهيم؟
Yeah.
يا الحمد لله.
My
الله
my
يعينك.
attempt
كيف
to
حالك؟
speak Arabic, not a really successful one, but yeah. Anyway, and this was the ultimate conclusion of this show of like that. Yeah, we can get along as people, as partners, as business associates, as friends, and we don't have to operate by the dictations of our governments and the people who run our who supposedly run our lives and tell us where to switch our where to put the switch in our head, like in the war or in the hate mode, or like in the peace and loving mode. So yeah, this is the ultimate conclusion, I think, with all of this. So about Trump's declaration, yeah, politicians can say whatever they want. Maybe they do it, maybe they're not. I don't know, but it shouldn't change what it's in our heart, in our feeling towards fellow men. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of racism, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. So or a form of racism. So, like, me and Rox were talking the other day, and like I've said this before, I think I've said it to you. If the term anti-Semitic actually means anything, then the ultimate anti-Semites are the Israeli state, because they're trying to ethnically cleanse Palestinians out of Gaza. Netanyahu is trying to ethnically cleanse Gaza, and it hates the Arab people. So
listen,
he is the ultimate anti-Semite.
yeah, but you can say the same thing if we said about the Trump plan to clear off,
Oh, dude,
settlements.
that's ethnic cleansing.
Cleansing.
That's ethnic cleansing. That is
Right.
technically genocide,
Yeah, okay.
because it's the displacement of an entire people
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of their
So I will
home.
remind you, Rich, okay? I will remind you and the viewers, okay, that this is not the first time that they actually executed a plan like that of evacuating people from the Gaza Strip. All right?
Yeah, but
The
yeah,
last
but
time,
the
just
people
a
that they
second, Rich,
the
Rich,
people they
Rich, Rich.
evacuated
Hold on, let me
before were
finish.
there
Let me finish.
illegally. They were there
Let me
illegally.
finish history lesson for a second, okay? History lesson. 20 years ago, all right, the situation in the Gaza Strip, which is a 40 kilometers area, was that there were both Jewish settlements and Arab settlements, cities, whatever, inside the area which is now being defined as Gaza Strip. All right. In the year 2006, Israel, in the initiation of Ariel Sharon, the late prime minister, he ordered to evacuate all the settlements, okay, all the Jewish settlements out of this area of Gaza Strip, so that they will have territorial, continuation of their territory for all the Arab settlements, and we can define this territory uh, from the Israeli territory. Now, the scenes and the heartbreak and the ultimate disaster that was in those days for the communities that live over there in the Gaza Strip was tremendous. Was
Right.
Israel was torn apart in these days, okay, because there were like all the majority narrative agenda was, yeah, if like a right wing prime minister is ordering to clear out those settlements that he himself, Sharon himself, in the 70s, 80s, told people to go settle over there, and now he's telling them to clear off. So this was the majority public opinion, while the ones who were like staying over there and said no, we don't want to clear off. Okay, no matter what thing you're gonna offer us, we don't want to clear off. And at the end, it ended with them being savagely pulled out of these areas by the IDF. All right, by the IDF, and it was a huge, huge tragedy. And now they are like doing now, okay, the evacuation from Gaza Strip. It is exactly the same thing, all right, that they did 20 years ago for the Jewish population over there.
I'd argue no, it's not the same thing. Those
That's the thing.
settlements, those were illegal settlements. They weren't. They
Illegal
weren't.
settlements?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't agree with the Palestinian people to go and settle down in Gaza.
Illegal.
There wasn't money passed hands. They didn't buy the land. They weren't legal settlements. That's why it was easy to uproot them and bring them out again.
But forget legal.
Just because
We're
the
talking about
prime minister
something
said,
way from legal. We talk about decent morality, all right? Decent moral. Is it right to take people out of their own home, regardless of if it's legal or if they how long they stayed over there or whatever? Is it like morality?
That's a fucking really hot debate topic, man.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Jewish people absolutely have a right to live in that area, and did so before Israel was recognized as a state.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Palestinian people would have any issue with Jewish people living in that area. But the trouble is, what happened is a bunch of Europeans moved in and then started claiming up land for themselves and taking it off of the Palestinian, like invading, conquering, killing, decimating, and displacing Palestinians that were already well established there. So what you got to say, well, when is it right? Because that's what they did. They did that. They displaced people in order to make their little settlement. And then that all it just spread out. So where is it right? If it's
what
not
I'm
right to
pointing on,
displace people, if it's not right to displace people, well, where do we
I'm just
stop? How
pointing.
far do we go back? Because everybody's been displaced at one time or another.
Now, listen. It's about I'm pointing on the people, okay, and the people, and let's say their source behind them, okay, that is keep doing this thing of evacuating people out of their own home, okay. It doesn't matter. It comes from left wing, right wing, whatever, okay. They are doing it, right, and they're doing it, and it's not moral and it's not ethical to do that either to Jewish people or to Palestinians or to which kind of like human, whatever, to take him out of his home with ever feelings that he got to this place, and to take him forcefully, okay, and make him move out of his home. They took people like the people who resisted back then 20 years ago. They took them with police car buses and stuff like that to evacuate them, like with soldiers, like by force, that they were resisting and everything, right?
Because they refused to, and that was
Yeah,
going
they
to cause
refused to.
that was going to cause problems.
Of course, it will cause power, and this is why Trump's plan isn't real. Okay, if those people wanted to move out with any kind of like incentive, they would do it by now. All right. The reason that they want to come back over there is because they have in their values that they don't want to be displaced
Their
from
homeland.
Yeah. Now,
So let's take nationalities and fucking and religious ideals off the table again, and just say it's a bunch of people. It's a bunch of people that feel that that land is their home.
Yeah, and they don't want to be evacuated. And believe me, in the Israeli society today, there are still like really harsh, fractions and like broken people that are still broken out of this move that that they made them do 20 years ago. Okay,
Bro, you can say exactly the same thing about the Palestinian people that were displaced.
Sure.
when
Of
Israel was
course.
created.
There's no winners in
Where
war.
did you
Come on.
stop? How far back do we go? When do we stop?
Now, about how
When
far do we go? Okay, about how far do we go? This is a very interesting question. I just opened a list, okay, of like people and kingdoms and stuff that were like throughout the history in the land of Israel, like controlling, like who's like controlling these times. Okay, so we got like over here the Israeli period, which was like the Iron time, okay, the time of the Iron, from 386 till 20, like from 1200 till 586 BC. It was a time which was like the Israel tribes were over here. Then the Persian era till 332 BC. Then the Hellenistic era, and the Hashmonean era, and the Roman era, and the Byzantine, and the Arab, and the how do you call it? The one of the Templars and stuff, the crucifix. Anyway, the Mamlukians, the Ottomanians, the British, and then the state of Israel.
The British did it in the name of Christianity, so it
Yeah,
was just another. It was Christianity.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the details of you who pretty much controlled these places in the past, okay? And you can see it like lots of times. I clearly remember that Jerusalem has been conquered 32 times throughout its history, okay? The city itself means that in this land, nobody owns it. Come on. Nobody owns it. Also, like the Jewish people that comes over here after 2,000 years and says, "Oh yeah, we got books that we were here before." Bullshit.
Well, it's like I said to
Own
you.
the
It's like I said
land.
to you before, dude.
People owning the land.
You can't pick and choose your favorite bits out of the Bible and say, "This is fucking this is how it is, man."
This is mine. Bullshit.
If you're gonna do that, then you have to live the entirety of the rest of your life according to that book in every fucking way, which means that.
Now, I want to get you back to this book, okay? And to tell you that in the first verse of that book, it is written exactly who's owning the land, right? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth,
The
right?
one who created it.
Yeah, the one who created it is the one who's controlling the earth, not state, not any kind of a person, not any people. No, he's controlling the land. He's the one who created it. So how come people are coming over and establish states and put labels and putting, all the people inside the labels? All right.
Because
Yeah, we are controlling the land. Exactly what
that's the egoic side of humanity. That's
Sure.
the need
That was like when the pilgrims came over to to America, the first ones, they encountered the Indians, okay? And then the Indians, they told them, yeah, we're going to purchase your land over here. And then the Indians told them, what are you going to purchase? The land belongs to God. It's not you want to buy it from me? I don't know. I'm not owning the land, all right?
which was kind of the case, exactly the same case in when Israel was established. The Palestinians lived they hadn't cultivated the land or anything. They lived.
Lots of them were Bedouins, what we call. The Bedouins are like drifting, traveling, like tribes, okay? That are they don't have a stable home. They're like moving from one place to another.
The entire story is absolutely no different to Europe going over and invading the Americas and fucking decimating, genociding the native indigenous American Indians that lived there. It's absolutely no fucking different. It's exactly the same story.
Not different from what the United Kingdom did for colonizing whatever. Yeah.
That's why I said to you before, and we talked about this before, when me and Rox, when we had that private chat, and it seemed like me and Rox were both coming at you, and I said, yeah, but I mean, we've got to remember, man, that the British monarchy, the English monarchy, the European monarchy, or monarchies, we did exactly the same thing when we went over to the Americas. Actually, dude, the thing is, Columbus was a converso, right? Columbus sailed on exactly the same day that the Jews were expelled from Spain. So
it's not the same year.
That's a coincidence, isn't it? That's a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah, of course.
Columbus happened to be he happened to be of the same denomination, and it went and took the land off of the fucking people that lived there, and said, "No, this is our land now. Oh, we're going to buy it. You don't own it. Oh, well, that means that you don't own it, and now we do." And that it's exactly the same fucking thing. Again, let's take religion and all of that off the table. This is men with huge fucking egos and huge hubris that think that they can go in and take what they want, what they think that they're entitled to.
And expel whoever they want.
Whoever they want and kill whoever they want.
Yeah.
Whoever's in the way. Get rid of whoever's in the way. No.
We own it.
No, this isn't
we
yours.
Own it.
Because I'm saying that God says it's for me.
Yeah. Like Trump said, we own it.
Right.
Right? We own it. And
this is the same story playing out again, basically.
And this is the big lie, okay? This is the big lie, and it's the initial thing of everything, okay? The audacity of human beings to say, yeah, we own the land. No, the land is not yours. You don't own anything. Come on. Don't own anything. Even your car, don't think you own it, or
well, yeah, I mean that
or whatever.
Anybody that's done any research into law and stuff, as soon as you register anything, whatever it is that you register, you are signing over ownership of. So if you register your children, you are signing over ownership of your children. If you register your car and you register whatever it is you register, whoever you register it with, that's who you've signed over ownership to.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about ownership. And I think that we're done with this topic. And I want to continue on with the next one just to conclude our show for another, half an hour or so. We started off like talking last night about my adventure in the worst pit hell existing on Facebook, which is the debate on.
We talked about this yesterday. Did we have to talk about it again?
Yeah, because
you remember the expression on my face when you talked about it last time. You remember the things that I said.
I have some unclear things over there.
About the fact that you're engaging in conversations and topics on fucking Facebook.
I know. It's slow, but still engages my time. Anyway, this guy
I
over
love
there.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Super.
I never saw such a successful broadcast with.
Do you know what, dude? It never, like, when you only got PayPal, people don't. It seems it's so much because it's so easy with Facebook, with YouTube. Sorry, because you just press the button. You don't have to do anything. It's all there enclosed within the app. You don't have to go and and especially if somebody's already donated once to superchat, that Google already has all the details. So it really is literally just click a couple of buttons and it's done. So it's a lot easier than signing into fucking PayPal and going to a different, go to a different tab, on the browser and all of that. I think that's the reason why. But I'm very, very grateful. Obviously, the money from YouTube has 30% deducted, and you only get it once you pass the threshold. Once a month, every month. So I'll have to wait until next. I think I'll be past the threshold, but I'll have to wait until next month before I see any of that money. That's the only thing about why PayPal is better, because PayPal you can transfer it instantly, and if somebody sends some money today, I'll get it today. But I really, really appreciate it, Super. Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't dang. Nothing's dang. It's just bloody brilliant. I love you. Thank you.
Rich, let us join in the prayer. Come with me. Yeah. Dear Lord, please provide Richie all the money that he can have out of his donations and stuff. Open the hearts of people to Richie. He deserves it. He's a good person, talented as hell. I love him. Donate money. Amen.
Oh, I love you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about meat eating.
Hang on, because I just want to settle something. All right.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching the comments and I've been biting my lip. We're just going to clear something up. Nia is Israeli, was born in Israel, and was born to a Jewish mother, and had his bar mitzvah and everything. But Nia is not a practicing Jew. He doesn't agree.
Any kind of religion.
He doesn't even agree. He doesn't agree with religion. If he's anything, you could say he's Christian because he believes in Yeshua. No, well, in the sense that you believe in Yeshua, all right?
Yeshua believer, yeah.
In the sense that you believe, yeah, and you call yourself a Yeshua believer, which is to a lot of people, it's believing in Jesus Christ. So all of these comments, I've had enough. Please stop. All right?
Do they have their? I'm not looking at it, but do they have their stuff-eating Jew?
I
love stuff-eating Jew.
Just comment. You know what Voi's like.
This is so like self-hating Jew is it's a topic by its own. Come on, let's forget it.
Oh, dude, listen. But I mean, when you consider the reality of Israel and everything that's happened, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the big method of being Jewish and being Israeli goes by attaching yourself to one term and do that all the way, which is victimhood.
No, yeah, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
other thing as well. That's the other thing
We're
as
the
well.
ultimate
Nia,
victims.
Nia absolutely blatantly recognizes the fact that the Jews are just a bunch of fucking victim, like, we've been persecuted and run out of every fucking
It's all the time.
whilst not actually looking at their own actions and
Yeah.
recognizing that that's probably the reason they were kicked out of everywhere.
Yeah. Actually, yes. And if someone is not cleared about why are always like Jewish people are always like in the victim role, it's because they did a horrible sin about like 2,000 years ago, and they're still they don't acknowledge that sin.
I mean,
Uh,
dude, the reason why is because you guys are brought up in a society that basically is constantly reminding itself of all the times in the past when it's been oppressed and they've been slaves and they've been fucking this and that and the other. And
German,
like
that's ours.
the bipolar nature of your celebrations. One day you're mourning and then the next day you're celebrating. And it's like it's this fucking bipolar boing 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 boing. And
it's one of the experiments that they're doing on us over here. There, to see how many bipolar differences we can contain in our same personality. But yeah, yeah, where were we? Yeah. Anyway, let's go to another bipolar issue, which is meat eating and vegetarian. At least it was my experience from the last week. I was involved with that, so I got to lay it off my heart and great an argument between the people in the chat room. Hopefully, now. We have the question. This guy that I'm telling you about is like a well-known guy in this True First community, blah 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 community, and he's like keeps showing now all kinds of like videos of animal being tortured as they are on their way to be slaughtered, and creates this kind of like guilt. Also, like if you suppose guilt feelings within his viewers about them being eating meat and still supporting this meat producing industry. Now, it raises lots of like more questions. First of all, we have the question, the basic question, which is this topic, okay, of meat eating versus vegetarian, is it a matter of freedom of choice? Right? Is it like a thing that one person can tell himself, yeah, I decide to eat meat, and the other one says that no, I feel that it's not right, so I don't so I won't eat meat. And is it okay? Is it like that? Do you think that we have the freedom of choice in that thing?
human beings are omnivorous. If we weren't meant to eat meat, we wouldn't be able to digest it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So if you choose not to eat meat, that's your choice, and you're entitled to not eat meat. And you shouldn't be judged for it either.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be judged for not wanting to eat meat.
As you shouldn't be judged of like
and
wanting to
different
eat
people.
meat, right?
Different people have different reasons for not eating meat. Some people
Yeah.
do it on moral grounds, and some people do it because they just don't fucking like it. It makes them feel sick as soon as they put a piece of meat in their mouth. It makes them feel sick because they can't stop thinking about whatever, right? Or they don't like the texture of it, or they don't like the flavor of it.
Yeah.
And so, and there's
Is it-
also dietary needs. Some people.
No,
maybe
no,
shouldn't eat meat.
but you do agree with me, okay, that we are
freedom of
entitled
choice.
to a freedom of choice in that aspect, right?
We're
Now,
entitled to freedom of choice on every single thing that happens in our lives, everywhere.
oh, just a
with
second.
everything.
So this guy is popping up a comparison, okay, to this question of like eating meat, okay, and he's suggesting that If
Yeah, yeah.
like,
The thing that we really don't really want to talk about too much, the CP and the SA with little, the fiddy kiddlers.
yeah, so
That's freedom of choice as well. Oh, that's freedom of choice as well, isn't it? Well, that just, like
so
I said yesterday, that's an Andrew Wilson fucking tactic. That is. That's
yeah,
like, has he been watching Andrew Wilson, or like, why would it even come into his fucking head to make a comparison between eating meat and
pedophilia.
fiddy kiddling?
Yeah. Now, the reason that he claims that he's have the right to do that is because he says that this thing hurts other creatures and this thing hurts other creatures. Well, I my suggestion was that we need to clear out.
Does that mean we should stop lions and cheetahs hunting animals because they cause pain and suffering and fear?
Yeah,
So
this is
we
one of
should
the claims
stop.
I made.
We should just stop nature because nature is full of fear and pain. We should just stop nature.
Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the claims that I brought up, but it's not the main claim. The main claim is that first of all, pedophilia and eating meat is a very much different issues, and we should compare between them because this one is a debatable issue and one is not a debatable issue. Meaning that if when we have this meat eating versus vegetarian, so we have this side that have its claim for what is, for reasons their behavior, and we have the other side that reasons their behavior in that way. Okay, and they all have logical, claims and stuff. Okay, so it's a debatable thing, right? While with pedophilia, you won't see any kind of like people coming, and telling you, yeah, pedophilia is a good thing, and we support it, and you should all do that, right?
Please don't use the word again.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. So what I say instead?
Fiddy kiddling.
Fiddy killing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, um, so you don't use,
No.
you don't see any kind of like people who are like supporting fiddy killing, doing that because it's not a debatable issue, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and eating meat or not is a debatable issue. Now, about the morality of it, okay, of how we should like feel once we are like seeing those videos, if we're like meat eaters, okay, in that
I'm the
sense,
same, by the way. I'm exactly the same. The only pork I'll eat is bacon, and only smoked at that at that much. Smoked bacon.
now,
Crisp.
now as ourselves, okay, is it morally right or wrong to eat meat? Once we've like been exposed to those videos, let's say that we are all, love animals, we think they're great, we are sure that they have like soul and whatever. So it does makes you painful and guilt once you see those videos. Okay, you're saying to yourself, yeah, I do support, if not directly, but indirectly into that industry that causes this pain and suffrage, right? But on the other side, I know that if I would stop eat meat today, it won't stop this industry, right? It will still be existing, right?
Right. I mean that's a similar argument to, well, if I didn't do it, somebody else would. It
Yeah,
doesn't make it right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can say that. Now, the last claim, okay, that I found, all right, at least that settled my ideas, all right, in my head, and it relates also to God and to Yeshua, was that, yeah, once God gave me the freedom of choice, He knew in advance that in this freedom of choice that I have, I will make some sinful, dumb, and stupid decisions, right? While in the other decisions that I will make, I'll bring some good and creation and love into this world.
The dumb decisions, the stupid decisions, are only generally taken because of ignorance.
Yeah,
So you do something because you don't know, or you haven't experienced, or you don't believe, or whatever. So you make these decisions, and then you learn that was the wrong decision, and then
Yeah.
you're like.
But altogether, it shows us that I'm claiming on myself, and I'm claiming for all the rest of the human beings. I don't think that anyone is just. We all sinners. We all did nasty things in our lives. Okay, if we didn't acknowledge that in that moment that we did it, so acknowledge it afterwards. We are human beings. We both like doing amazing stuff, as you said, but we both are doing stupid, evil, cruel decisions. Right? And God, I think he took that under consideration. For that matter, he made the principle that you are being saved not by your deeds, but by your faith. Okay? Your faith, your believing. And believing in who? Believing in him. Now, it means that what you did in your life and your sins, and you acknowledge that there were sins, and the sins that you are about to do in the future, in the rest of your life, you are already being forgiven on them. Okay, because the sacrifice his son 2,000 years ago. You already been forgiven for the sins that you made, and you haven't got to do yet. All right, you already been forgiven for that, so you shouldn't feel any kind of guilt. No guilt.
I'm gonna throw my take on that in that there is no this idea of sin is something that comes from religious leaders that want to control people. The idea that going and beating one off would be a sin, or that having sex with somebody would be a sin that you could be judged for and possibly be punished for, is an absolutely fucking ridiculous notion. When you like that only comes from this idea that there is a God that is judging your actions, and that you are going to be the punished or rewarded at the end of your life. Right? That is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous to me. I think that we're here. This is a university of sorts of the consciousness, where you can come and live a physical life. Your spirit, the spiritual aspect of you, can come and actually live plugged into this physical realm, where you actually get to live experience the creation in a physical form. And whatever you do here, it's up to you. Whatever you do, but there are rules to this realm. And it's all based on the fact that we're co-creators within this realm. We're the only ones that have the authority to affect change in this realm. We're the only ones capable, really, of affecting change in this realm. But we're the only ones authorized to affect change in this realm. And if you can hijack the perception of everybody in this realm, then you can create whatever the fuck you want. If you can hijack everybody's perception and get them to perceive what you want them to perceive, you can get whatever reality you want to play out in this fucking realm. It's about the evolution of consciousness, and how long you stay in this physical form depends on your consciousness, on when you're ready to whatever's outside of this realm. I don't know. I would consider the possibility that this realm has always existed, that this experience has always existed. We as human beings have no true appreciation or concept of infinity, of something having always been and it's something that has always been and always will be. Right? That's too much for our little fucking brains to wrap our heads around. That something has just always been and will always be. So that's why people aren't punished in this life for doing bad things, and and the situation that exists right now because we are the ones that are right in reality in this realm, and we're right in reality according to others' fucking wills and others' perceptions, because they want us to perceive the world in this particular way so that it works for them, and they're in power and they have all the wealth and they have all the money and they have all the influence, and we're all just nothing. And they've managed to make the entire world run along with that perception. As soon as that perception changes, reality will change. And it could change like that. If everybody's perception became clear and true, in that instant, reality would change in this realm. And that is our right to do that. And that is what our free will is all about.
Yeah.
And that was the answer that came after 20 fucking 3 years of asking.
Yeah. All right. I think that we're done with the vegetarian thing, right? Or you have any other claims about it as well?
Yeah, we'll conclude that by saying that anybody's entitled to eat whatever the fuck you want. Just don't expect everybody else to eat what you think they should eat. Let everybody else, if somebody wants to eat meat, let them eat meat. If they want to be good with the way that animals are killed, let them be good with it. There's no point, like, who the fuck are we to judge anybody else on the decisions that they make?
Exactly.
Who are we to judge?
And that brings me to the story of Yeshua that was brought on. This the lady that said that she cheated on her husband and she was caught. So they brought over in front of Yeshua and tell him, all right, according to Moses' Bible, this woman should be stoned. Now, what do you suggest that we'll do with this woman? And he said to them, whoever
he who be without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah, exactly. So it means that no one should judge anyone else. Okay, judgments come, in my opinion, only from God. Okay, according to your benefit, to your measurements. Okay, according to your measurements or whatever, according to what you did. If you did something, again, I told you that about your physical sins that you did over here, you already been forgiven. But there are like sins that you're doing between you and God, and there are sins you're doing between you and other people. So from the sins that you're doing in front of God, you already have been forgiven from God. If you're doing sins towards other people, so you should ask for their forgiveness. Right? This is the way that we reconcile it, I think. Yeah, Rich.
You need to repent, and you can't just say, "I'm sorry." Sorry is more than just a word. Sorry is actions as well. So,
you should mean it. Yeah, you should mean
it. Reconciliation and repentance, reparation.
Yeah, and a very, very important, principle within believing in Yeshua, whatever it evolves those afterwards, is about the forgiveness.
What's up, Bogey?
It's about the forgiveness, and it's about whenever someone is coming over to you and say sorry for something, okay, you should forgive him, because forgiving is divine, and making mistake is human, and we all fuck ups, and we all worthy for
Dude,
forgiveness.
you should forgive, because at the end of the day, if you made a mistake, would you not hope that you could be forgiven?
Yeah, agree as
Right?
well.
If you fuck up, I know if I fuck up,
Mhm.
I'd hope that I could be forgiven. If I fuck
Yeah.
up with people, if I
Mhm.
fuck up with a person, I hope that I could be forgiven.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm forgiving for that, because and that basically is the golden rule: do unto others as you would wish to be done to yourself.
Yeah,
Treat
and
others
also,
as you would.
if we are like connecting again the topic of like meat eating, okay? So yeah, every time that I'm eating meat, okay, I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about those a little bit, about those animals that I were just now butchered in order for me to have this meal. But again, this is
Depends where you're buying your meat from as well, doesn't it? I mean, if you're buying your meat from a farmer's market, and you know the farm where your beef has come from, or your chickens or whatever,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
then you know how that meat was brought. Grass-fed
Yeah,
beef and
it doesn't
whatever.
matter. It doesn't matter. Come on, it doesn't. It
No,
doesn't really
it,
matter.
it sort
No,
of
this
yeah.
animal is dead because I wanted to eat it.
It
Okay,
doesn't
it doesn't
have to
really
matter.
matter that.
It doesn't have to matter. I'm saying if you've got like it, so people that don't eat meat for moral reasons, because of the way that animals are treated in a commercial aspect, that they are battery farmed, the battery farming of chickens, the battery farm milking of cows, and slaughter of cows, and all of that. That I don't like that either, and that's why I don't really buy my meat from the supermarket. The meat that I do get, you can't say is any better, because I eat burgers, which is mince, which is not the best bits of the fucking beef, and you don't know where that beef's come from.
Whatever, yeah.
So, but like when I ate my cousin's beef and her chickens off of her small holding, that like the difference is just unbelievable. The difference in
I'm sure.
in flavor, everything.
Sure.
And also those animals led a good life.
Yeah.
They were,
Also,
a good and happy life. So
in Israel, we got like another process, like in the middle of like in between, that the animal is dying and getting into your
the whole
plate.
kosher side of it.
Kosher,
The whole
come
kosher
on.
side of it is barbaric, as far as I'm concerned. It's sick.
You know what is actually forget like I'm not into the real details of what they actually doing with the meat,
Just draining the blood.
Kosher, okay, I'm not getting into that. The sick thing about it that I see is that they are like telling restaurants, if you're not selling our meats and put this kosher certificate in your place, then neither we or our entire crowd will come and dine with you, because you don't have this certificate and we didn't walk over your meat. So this is the actual mafia. All right.
I mean, it's the same with halal as well.
Yeah, halal. Ooh.
Halal for Muslims is exactly the same thing, and the
haram, you say.
Halal, the meat, like the butchers, halal butchers.
Halal butchers. Okay, halal is just a name.
Well, that's hang on, because that's what right, halal is an Arabic word that translates to permissible in English. It's halal. In the Quran, it's the term halal is contrasted with the term haram. It is used to refer to actions, behaviors, or items that are acceptable under the teachings of Islam. Halal applies not only to food, but also to various aspects of life, including finance, clothing, and behavior. And that is exactly the same with kosher, is it not? That's why we say, well, that's not kosher. That's not kosher, man.
Yeah. Remember that we talked about Passover and the leavened bread and all of that. Yeah, all kind of like serious deep shit bargaining and merchandise. They're merchandising their the food as as under the seal of this rabbi or that rabbi, and it considers how much the food is like holy according to the stamp that this rabbi put on or this rabbi put on. This is how holy your food is. Food is not holy. All right? Food is not holy. Nothing is holy over here. Come on. Only thing is holy is God. All right, Richie.
I still think the whole concept of holy, it is what it says on the tin. If it's holy, it means it's full of holes.
Full of holes, yeah.
So,
yeah, no holy thing over here. The only holy thing is Fridays with Richie. And we did it again, Rich. Finishing on the show. 2.5 hours of complete bullshitting, but you get like good money out of it, but and good interaction with the chat room, and I love you all.
There's been no bullshitting. Nobody's been bullshitting here.
Yeah, I know, but we had important topics and thoughts, and yeah, very good. And what is more sure than anything else is that, yeah, Richie, I love your way. Come on, put the song on. Yeah. Come on.
Every day.
Bring it on. Baby, I love your way.
Love you, dude. And that, excuse me, and that is fucking that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. I'm on a karaoke fast at the moment, so I'll have to leave now. See you later. Yeah, I'll be back in like 2 hours with some live music therapy. We'll play some tunes and forget about all this fucking bullshit. And my lovely new camera, my nice HD, nice new camera. Thank you very much for the super chats today, Super and Mr. Miyagi and Rock, and I can't remember who the other one was from. It was another one for €2 from, I don't remember, but anyway, thank you very much. Be back in a couple of hours with some live music, so much love, peeps. We'll see y'all. See y'all soon. Asking you to donate. It wouldn't take me very
You give to me, and I give to you, and I hope that you didn't mind. I wrote this little song asking you to donate. You find the link in the description.
What float my metaphor boat? I can tell you what floated. No holes in the boat. That float my boat. No tidal east wave. This float my boat. Do not put large monster in my boat. That would sink it. So
Let's dance!
Stop now, everybody.
Say what now?
Some people listening to this, if they do, will shake their heads and dismiss me as just another conspiracy theorist. Well, if you do...
You're damn right I am.
It makes sense, guys.
Emotional damage.